How's it going, everybody? It's Gain Train here, back with another video. It's been a while since I made a video here on YouTube, but here's what I'm talking about today. Today we're gonna go over how to build the ultimate leg day. I am a amateur bodybuilder, and my first competition is gonna be a year from now. And so this leg day is specifically for bodybuilding. I craft it in a few specific ways. So my legs overall need growth. There's no weak point in my leg. The whole thing needs to grow. So instead of prioritizing, I focus directly on quads, hamstrings, and calves all together. For growing the quads all the way, you need a solid squatting movement and any squat variation. Today I did the horizontal leg press. Why? Because I got a bad burn on my shoulder, so I didn't want to put too much weight on my shoulders. Usually I do the hack squat because that's what I feel best. With my bone structure, I can get deepest that way and get a fuller range of motion. And then another thing you need for quads is an extension movement. I use the single leg extension because that's what I like to do the most. And I do those with a little bit of a tempo, and then at the end of the set, I just burn it out and get as many as I can. I could have gotten more on each individual set, but I started to cheat them a little bit, so I stopped the set there. And then for the hamstrings, you want a hinging movement. So I did RDLs on a machine, and then you also want a leg curling movement. A movement where you move at the knee. And so I did the lying leg curls. That's what I like to do. And then after that, for calves, I did seated calf raises and standing calf raises. Now, why are these the best movements you can use? They're not necessarily the best movements you can use, but why for the quads do you need squats and an extension movement? Why for the hamstrings do you need a hinge and a curling movement? And why for the calves do you need a standing and a seated movement? Well, here's a few reasons. Well, mainly it's one reason. The hamstrings, we'll start with the quads because I started with the quads first. The quads are made up of multiple muscle groups, but they that go across the hip and the knee. That's important to understand, to know why you need a squatting movement and an extension movement, because the quad connects over the knee and technically around the knee, and works to extend it, and it goes a little bit past the hip and works so you can sit down and stand up. And that's why you need a squat and an extension movement, because the quad does both. The hamstrings, they cross the hip joint at the back and they cross the knee joint behind the joint. And so you must have a hinging movement to get the top fully stretched and a curling movement to get the knee fully stretched, or the bottom of your hamstring fully stretched. Now, this seated and standing calf raises, you need to do those because the calf is made of two muscles, the soleus and the gastroc. The gastroc is worked best when you're standing or have a straight leg. Your soleus is worked best when you have a bent knee. Therefore, if you want to work both equally, you need to have a bent knee and a straight knee. That's why I have both. So in order to build the ultimate leg day, you want to have a squatting movement, an extension movement, a hinging movement, and a curling movement, and a seated calf raise movement and a standing calf raise movement, or a straight leg calf raise movement. But yeah, that's all I got for you in this video. It was quick. I hope it wasn't too choppy or anything. But if you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below and tell me what else you would like to see. And like, subscribe, and share the video to everybody that you can, in case they need to also know how to build an ultimate leg day. Stay along for my journey. This is day 1 of preparing for a bodybuilding show in a year. I also threw in some abs today. I do the decline crunches weighted. And I'll throw a clip here at the end for that. If you guys don't want to watch it, that's fine. You can skip it, go to another video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all later. Remember, all aboard the gang train, guys. All right, peace. Yeah.